You may have seen his name on columns in both the Tulsa Tribune and the Jinx Journal. Henry Migliore has also published a few books in his time, and he's here today to tell you about his latest. And also, I want to find out a little bit about the contrast. I mean, you do strategic planning and management. You work with Facet Enterprises. You work at the University Center at Tulsa, Northeastern State University. You're writing these columns all the time. How do you have the energy to do all this?
Well, Karen, I just get up early and I have my coffee in the morning, and I'm excited, and these ideas just start coming at me every which way, and that's really what a writer has to have. He has to have energy and ideas and some enthusiasm.
All right, but you go from, now look at this. This is too funny. Strategic planning, a book people probably need. Common sense management. These are two fresh off the press.
Mm-hmm.
Strategic long-range planning. These are very serious, hardcore books we're talking. And he has even been published in Japan. Here we go. Look at this. Anybody want to read that?
Karen, if you will, tell us what's on page 218 there.
Sure.
Sure, right there in Japanese.
Nope, I can't do that. But now, okay, we have all these stacks of hardcore books, and then we have this, Tales of Uncle Henry. Now, what
Karen,
are these?
I'll tell you, you know, all of us take life too seriously, and all of these books are intended to help churches and ministries and people succeed, and a big part of my life is devoted to doing that.
Yeah.
But to keep yourself balanced, I just started getting these humorous ideas and thoughts, and every time I'd go on a fishing trip, a hunting trip, a golf outing, I'd write a story about it, and usually there'd be a goat, and then there's always a hero, and occasionally you really try to make somebody look foolish. And then I'd send these stories out to my friends, and they'd get a big kick out of them. So they said, well, why don't you start publishing this?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I thought, well, if there's anything that's an absolute reject for most magazines, would be Tales of Uncle Henry. And all of a sudden, magazines started publishing them. Then the newspapers started publishing them. And then I thought, well, if they like it like that, Karen, let's just put it in a book. And so here we have Tales of Uncle Henry.
And I love in the preface it says, you know, there's no guarantees that the fish don't get bigger as the pages go on.
They do, Karen. It's amazing. I wish we had time, but you know, a fish can get bigger, and especially the ones that I've caught. They get bigger over time.
Well, I just wanted people to see who you were, because I know they see your name in print,
Mm-hmm.
and this is Uncle Henry.
This is Uncle Henry.
This is Uncle Henry, but this is another
Uncle
side
Henry,
of him,
and
too. And there's a golf tournament. We're out of time. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing. If you're interested in picking up some of the books from Uncle Henry, 1-800-777-7789. Good.
Thank you.
Roger Kreider has been working for Tulsa's Facet Enterprises for 19 years. He uses computer-controlled cutting torches to manufacture precision parts for aircraft fuel filters. But things out in the shop have been changing over the past few years. The front office has been out on the floor trying to build a team spirit with workers, basically by taking a well-known business theory called management by objective and improving on it.
We're sharing information with the people in the shop that is not traditionally shared by companies in America. The practice in the past has been to withhold a lot of this information and keep the people in the shop in the dark. And we believe just the opposite. We believe that the people in the shop need to know everything that the people in the office know about how we're doing. If they're not aware, then we certainly can't get them to contribute to the solutions to the problems.
This whole business of making management by objective more fair and motivational was a major idea shared at the conference in downtown Tulsa. Facet President James Malone told listeners his philosophy is to give management, employees, suppliers, and owners equal importance. He feels that idea is the foundation for his company's phenomenal success in the filter business. And the father of the management by objective concept was on hand to give his stamp of approval.
Is that what we've got to bet on is building good people, developing good people, training good people, and certainly getting them committed to economic growth.
Some 100 northeastern Oklahoma business people had the opportunity to digest these ideas while Roger Kreider and his friends took their lunch break at the Facet factory. Meanwhile, Northeastern State University is planning even more management improvement conferences for the future.
A large number of companies and organizations are struggling with doing a good job in the planning process. When we look at why are people failing, why are small businesses closing down, why are big companies struggling, we found a big part of that reason is the lack of attention to the strategic planning process. So we thought we should try to help meet the needs of the community and try to have a first-class, top-notch conference right here in Tulsa, which has been very well attended, and bring in experts from all over the country to, in effect, help our Oklahoma companies and organizations with this whole idea of strategic planning and management.
For the Oklahoma Report, this is Rex Darty.
Some advice for the Tulsa Fast Breakers. If you want to make your mark on Tulsa permanently, build a sports complex. UCT marketing students surveyed Fast Breakers fans and say their information indicates a professional venue might be just what a professional team needs to survive. News 8's Jody Gilkey has more.
Tulsa's Fast Breakers shoot to #1, becoming the Continental Basketball Association's champion. No small feat for a team in its first year in Tulsa. Tulsa's economy rebounds the benefits from that success. A marketing students group from the University Center at Tulsa says to keep the money ball bouncing in Tulsa's court, we need several things. The surveys taken during the Breakers games recommends the basketball team have preseason games, a player of the week, and Tulsa needs to build a sports complex for all teams.
A sports complex would have to have an anchor. And from what I can see, CBA basketball is taking on popularity. The league is well established.
We admitted 4 new franchises, including the 2 in California, in Santa Barbara and San Jose.
Stone is the Fast Breakers owner. He says he agrees with some of the survey findings, but for now the Breakers are happy with the pavilion. It holds 6,100, and the team hasn't packed the house completely yet. Critics say that's because there's too much competition. The student survey disputes that.
Only about 20% of those attending Fast Breaker games were actually season ticket holders with either ORU or TU. So it would appear that there is a market for professional basketball, and our study didn't find anything that showed that it was taking any attendance away from either TU, ORU, or high school games.
An old cliche says a house doesn't make a home. The Breakers say a building doesn't make a sports team either. Whether or not Tulsans will agree to pay $4 to $25 per game will make or break the Fast Breakers. Jody Gilkey, News 8.